I haven't got 4 eyes.
What did you say? I haven't got 4 eyes?
Yeah, put some glasses on.
Well, they've got the OPSM sponsorship now. He could if he wanted to.
I tell you what, your heart's in your mouth with Mitch Robertson.
Bauer to Henderson. And it looks as though we'll go to three-quarter time with Carlton 29 points to the good. There's the bell. So Carlton winning the third quarter, extending the lead. And Tyrone Vickery perhaps squandering Richmond's last chance of a score late in the term. But perhaps they needed one final goal if they were to be in a position to win this game.
Yeah, they did, but you know, they're in the match. 29 points. It's still gettable in this last quarter, so first goal vitally important at the start of this last quarter.
So we start the final term. It's Carlton by 29 points. Give you some news shortly about the grievance tribunal hearing tonight involving Andrew Lovett. And we get a break in play. McLean with the first possession. Gives it to Scotland, to Joseph. To half forward. Only as far as Kelmore.
It's a real worry for Carlton that if Jamison, they'll win the game tonight, you'd think, but for their future, he's so important to their setup, Rob.
Oh, absolutely, Matty. Missed most of the second half last year, really hurt the Blues. The worry is you look at him, he's on the bench at the moment, his shoulders are so heavily strapped.
Cochin, good kick inside 50. Thompson should go back and have a shot. He's within range. He wind up quickly, doesn't spend too much time thinking about it. Only a point for his efforts. Now the AFL Grievance Tribunal sat tonight, heard submissions from all parties, including St Kilda, Andrew Lovett's legal team and the Victoria Police. And it's been announced that a decision on the matter will be made next Thursday, April the 1st. So we might have that case wound up on April 1. Andrew Lovett against the St Kilda Football Club.
Good effort by Henderson there for the Blues. Gets it to Carazzo, to O'Halpin.
Well, they're certainly trying to put the ball to players on the lead. That's what they've worked all summer. You can see that has been the emphasis at Carlton in the absence of Favola.
Sits it for Gibbs, who doesn't let him down.
Smart kick.
Martin in an awful position there with Gibbs with the sit. A hanging ball from O'Halpin. Kicked well. He's got some smarts, Satanta. Still learning the game after 6 or 7 years, but is capable of doing some good things. And now Bryce Gibbs, with 1 goal for the night, should kick this and just about put it out of Richmond's reach. And he does everything well. Carlton by 34.
So Matthew Cruiser in the third quarter, that's how he copped his blood nose. And he gets one back here. His arms flailing everywhere. Gibbs 2 goals. He's also had 18 possessions, so had a pretty reasonable night.
Put your arm went over his shoulder, Brock. Put you under the pump. You're under the pump, then you would have been tackled.
Isn't that rule where you play on if you decide to take the advantage that it's your bad luck if you're tackled?
Good point, Matthew. As the ball goes inside 50, and that's a terrific mark taken by Tambling directly in front.
Tim, from where we were in Launceston, the rules to where they've come 4 weeks later have just dramatically changed. All these rules I haven't seen tonight at all.
Well, they've just loosened up on a couple of the ones that they were applying very strictly that night.
Richard Tambling from right on 50.
It's disappointing. Disappointing for Tambling. Dead set in front. Less than 50 metres out. He's only had the 8 disposals in the first 3 quarters.
And half of Richmond's side have had under 10 disposals, which just shows it absolutely kills you. And Carlton have had 100 more disposals on the night.
Jordan Russell missing a target on the kick-in, and that is a flaw in his game at times.
They've done a good job, Rob, shutting down their big guns, haven't they? Only 16 to Cousins, 15 to Cochin, and only 14 to Delidio.
Yep. And if Richmond haven't got players like Cochin, Delidio, Tambling and Cousins racking up disposals, well, it's always going to be a struggle for them, and it has been tonight.
So a ball up, it's become a bit of an ugly maul at times in the second half after an exhilarating opening quarter of football, which 11 goals were kicked. Simmons the tap here. Connors hits it hard. Back to Simmons. Delidio getting it to Martin. Hasn't made a big impact tonight, but I'm sure he will before this season's too old. Cochin sweeps it to Moore. And that's a good kick towards Rewald, but he just ran under it. Walker mops it up for the Blues. As McLean loose. Russell gives it back. McLean to Bauer. Carlton exercise the advantage here. Scotland weaving his way through. Carazzo now too far out to score. Gives O'Halpin a one-on-one chance. He was well covered though by McGuan. Still a chance for the Irishman. Funny little hand pass. McGuan snares it. Goes for Roberts. Over the top though, Joseph. Going the spoil initially and then able to get it at the second bite.
Looking for someone to pass it to. Now he's got a couple of little leads.
Once again, just far too easy in the forward 50, giving a shot up on goal with no pressure whatsoever from the Tigers.
Mark taken by Simpson. Well, as I said earlier in the match, he's got a remarkable record. Has not missed a game for Carlton in 4 seasons.
Geez, Quarters, there's a bit going on off the ball just then between Tambling and Carazzo.
Simpson, nice looking kick. Oh, that's a ripper. So that was all set up by a great mark from Aaron Joseph. And he showed a lot of patience. Finally found a teammate in Simpson who, from a difficult angle, drilled home a nice goal, his first for the evening.
There's a shot of Brock McLean. He's had 23 disposals, 18 of them handballs. That's what he's got to do. He's got to get the hard ball, in close ball, and feed it out. And there's a fellow who'll be watching him play tonight, Carlton captain Chris Judd, who'll be delighted to know that he's going to have a strong body to support him this year.
Scotland crashing through, but the kick a little aimless. And Moore's in the way for Richmond to McGuan. But the kick, poor. Robinson, oh, that was ambitious playing on. And he's paid the penalty in rather ignominious manner. Free kick to the Tigers, and
yeah, man's got to know his limitations. And this young fella, look, he's got a lot of spirit. He's got some go in him, but he's just got to play the percentages a little bit more and be predictable to his teammates, because at the moment he's not.
Again, I can't understand why it wasn't play on and the mark be paid up the ground.
Spot on.
That was to Richmond's advantage.
Cousins played the ball on. It's what all the players expect now, and the ball was brought back.
Free kick against Simmons for a push.
Lloydie, what do you think of this fella's debut for the Blues, Warnock?
I think his work rate's been fantastic. Obviously, he's made a few errors, but he should only get better, and he's going to add a lot to Matty Cruiser and his development.
As you pointed out earlier, Matthew, it's his first game in 2 years.
Fantastic, and he's so important for this setup. Cruiser can't do it all alone, and we've seen the importance of him even going forward tonight. Allows Jared Waite to stay forward. He's worked pretty well, and they've dominated the rucks, the Blues tonight.